Hey, how you going? Doc from DockyDarko.com. Thanks for hitting play and remember to hit subscribe as well. I'd really appreciate it. Today we're talking esports and in particular the high school league which is happening in Queensland at the moment. It's put together by XP Esports and it's pretty amazing. Today I'm going to be talking to Tenielle Lynch, who's the high school league coordinator at XP Esports. Now Tenielle works full-time engaging high schools, supporting teachers and students while they develop and implement esports into the classroom. Alongside her team, she develops programs, facilitates tournaments and connects students from rural and metro areas through gaming and personal development workshops. It's a great job she does and she's a great chat as well. I hope you really enjoy it as we talk about esports high school league. Okay, let's start off. Let's tell me a bit about XP Esports Australia and what you guys do.
Yep, so XP Esports has been around for the past couple of years. They've mainly branched into doing live events and tournaments at the ECA or locally, alongside the Brisbane Bullets, Broncos, and the Brisbane Roar as well.
Yeah, sure.
They were known for hosting a lot of Fortnite tournaments, Call of Duty tournaments as well, from teenagers all the way to adults as well. So that's since 2017. And they also worked alongside, partners such as University of Queensland to host big events at the ECA as well. So that saw 16 different high schools from around Southeast Queensland coming to compete on stage, and it was overall a great success. And we were going to be going back to the ECA this year with a lot more in store, but unfortunately it was cancelled.
Of course.
So they're looking into what else they can do. Might be online at the moment with the ECA.
It's great that there's an opportunity now for kids to actually do it, and it's so bizarre that they do it from their school. So can you tell me a bit about the integration with the school?
Yeah, so a lot of schools have actually been investing into esports, or at least looking into esports over the past couple of years. It's demanded, or it's a high demand from students for sure, but also we find a lot of parents are seeking support and guidance with their young ones when it comes to screen time or playing online. And teachers, they choose the profession to support young people. So for them, esports is a really great way to relate to the young people and incorporate it into the classroom where they can provide support and direction for these young people, as well as let them pursue something that they're passionate in. Instead of just sitting in front of a PowerPoint talking about online stranger danger or sportsmanship or stuff like that, they actually get to practice it in a real life environment. They're learning without even realizing it.
Yeah, sure.
They're able to compete on that, inter-school level as well.
Because you're heavily involved with the integration with the school, right? That's part of your job?
So I'm mainly just there to support the teachers, answer any questions, and also deliver some resources and stuff like that as well. And then we also facilitate the tournament itself, it's not like the hardest job in the world, because it's just providing them an environment where they can play online against other schools, giving them fixtures, giving them matches, and then giving them some resources on the side. A lot of this is driven by the teachers. They're the ones with the passion that want to see it in schools. So we just help where we can in that regard.
Yeah, it's great. So there's more to it than just the gaming part too. So you've mentioned there that is there like a theory base behind it as well?
Yeah, so esports is just like any old sport, for example. If you look at the sport industry that we have today, AFL, rugby, soccer, swimming, athletics, etc. It's not just about the pro players. It's not just about being on the field and playing at the time. There's a lot of things that go on in the background that make these big events happen, and train the athletes, as well as look after their mental health, as well as manage the teams so that they can make their press conferences or travel from A to B for these different events. So esports as an industry, it's particularly large in the US and Europe, but it's definitely growing in Australia as well. Esports is an industry that requires a lot of different professions to come together to make these events happen. So
I was going to ask that, what type of job opportunities come out of doing something like this?
Yeah, for young people who are looking at graduating high school or university or even trade school anytime soon. You've got a lot of different job opportunities, from an AV technician to a caster, a commentator, a coach. You've got esports psychologists coming out. You've got it's honestly a plethora of jobs out there, and there is a need for it as well. It's a very undiscovered industry at the moment that requires a lot more people to really get hands on and discover what it's all about.
Yeah, I guess when people look at the type of industry, they forget that gaming is a billion-dollar industry, like multi-billion-dollar, even more so than the movie industry at the moment. The gaming industry is making just bucket loads of cash everywhere, and so there's job opportunities jumping up and down, like even in game development and things like that. So it's great that we're integrating gaming into school, and doing it through esports is a fantastic way to do it as well.
Well, about 80% of students these days do play some sort of video game. So I think it's important not to ignore or to try and push that under the rug. Instead, incorporate it into the classroom, teach them how to balance their studies with their game time as well as exercise and the like. So yeah, it's definitely something that's growing, everything from game development to being the pro player itself. Yeah.
And you're a gamer yourself, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Just a bit. I play a bit in my spare. And we're not just talking about Animal Crossing. You play a lot of other great things as well. So what type of games are you into?
Well, I started gaming age 5, I think, was Tomb Raider, was up there, but Spyro, Rugrats, like everything from PlayStation 1 to 2 games. And then as I've gotten older, and Call of Duty was probably my first online multiplayer game, and then Dota 2 is also what I play as well. And we support Rocket League, and we're going further into that sense. And honestly, the amount of skill that it takes to get good at these games is, I can't even hit the ball when it comes to Rocket League.
Yeah, I suck at it as well. Yeah.
But it's like anything. You can't expect a tap dancer to be able to dance hip hop, just like you can't expect someone in Rocket League to be able to play this game or that game. So there's a lot of different specialties for young people, and they do branch. A young person might choose their sport at age 15 and then they can become pro at that, or they might choose it at 12 and jump around a bit. So
are you seeing a lot of young women get involved in this competition?
Yeah, we actually find that a lot of the younger players, so year 8, year 9, are female. Not the majority yet, or maybe at all, but there's definitely a lot of younger players who are. So we're hoping that with esports in high schools, like the high school league, might encourage these young women to pursue that, or to stay in a team throughout their high school, so that they feel included and involved even by the time they get to year 11 and 12. And then when it comes out, once you're at university or working full time, you'll find that there are a lot of female gamers already out there. So I
was reading an article the other day that said that there was 48% of gamers in Australia were actually female. So I thought that was interesting to read that.
Yeah, but in terms of esports, it's a lot less. So just casual video gamers, you do have almost half female, but when it comes to esports, it's a very small number.
Oh, we'll have to get that number up.
Yes, for sure.
For sure.
Definitely, girls are. There was a girl last year on one of the programs, and she was ended up being the star player of her match. People were yelling her name on stage at the Echo. It was really cool.
That's cool, and I really love that. I love the real atmosphere that esports creates. It is just like watching your more traditional sports. I get caught out because you can't say it's like watching real sports as some people would describe it, because it is a real sport. You're training, you're spending a lot of time getting prepared and learning a craft to be able to play these games.
Often people shy away because they don't understand it.
Yeah. I mean, even you see on Fox Sports, they're showing like FIFA championships. People playing FIFA, which is that would have been unheard of a few years back. So currently you're using Rocket League for the school league, and are you planning to expand beyond that?
Yes, we are. So we've started off with Rocket League this term, in term 2, and we're going to be branching out into Rainbow Six Siege for the seniors, which is like a tactical shooter. And then we're also looking at doing FIFA as well in term 3. So that will incorporate, that's more one-on-one players to come from each school as opposed to teams. And the schools in general, like they're all over Queensland currently, which I think is fantastic, because this is the sort of thing that you could offer to metro kids and regional kids would really miss out on. And it's great to see regional kids getting involved in this as well. So how many schools do you have taking part? We just started off with a small amount this term. So term 2, 10 schools, 22 teams. But we're branching out. As each term comes around, we'll invite more and more schools on board. Anyone's welcome to join. Yeah, everyone from regional areas to metro. I myself am from near Cairns, Atherton Tablelands. And I've gone up there and visited a lot of those schools, and it's a really great chance for them to actually jump on the field and verse people from Brisbane or verse people from the Sunshine Coast. It's something that, regional kids don't get the chance to do. They can't compare their skills. They can't verse people who are of higher caliber because they're stuck in small towns or far away from that. So spoken to teachers from Roma, Chinchilla, out to Way. So there's a lot of different schools and teachers and parents very, very interested in getting their students involved.
That's great. And of course, something like this it would be really hard to put together without getting some sponsors involved. Can you tell me about the sponsors you've got?
Yeah, so we have a few sponsors that have helped get involved. So Computer Alliance actually have done quite a lot of work with schools already over the past few years, fitting their schools out with hardware and software and stuff like that, and they're looking to branch more into esports. They've given us some prize packs for the winning teams of the Rocket League students, and those students are able to win computer gear and equipment that will help expand their esports room at the school. So in that way, it's like, it's not just for like solely for the students, but it's for their room, for them to expand, for them to get more kids involved, and so on. Also, ZQ Racing have given some chairs to the
comfy chairs.
Comfy chairs, yeah. And then BLK, who are helping us with fitting them out for uniforms and outfits as well.
Fantastic. That's great. It's great to see people get on board and helping out the students as well. You're a few weeks in now, which is really cool. And you're doing the broadcast of the event every Monday night. That's right, isn't it?
Yep, Monday afternoon.
Yeah, every Monday afternoon, 4:30.
Yeah, it's about 4:20, 4:30 we start.
So what are you seeing from the students now? How are they reacting to it?
Oh, it's been really good, actually.
Yeah.
I'm very, very impressed with the students this first season. The amount of sportsmanship that you see between the students. A lot of the older students are actually offering their time to support the younger kids who might be newer to the game. Give them tips and tricks.
Cool.
Offer to play on the weekend. Offer to show them tricks as well. And it's just overall been a very nice surprise to see just how everyone is behaving online and
that is great, because it could get uber competitive. But to see that sort of camaraderie is fantastic.
Yeah, and it gives them, as in this instance, everyone's been absolutely awesome. In the case where you might get cyberbullying in the future, it actually gives the teachers and the parents the opportunity to step in when they see stuff like that happen. Because in the past, kids could be sitting in their room on a Friday night reading and saying whatever they like online, and no one's ever been there to vet it or support them or talk to them about what they're reading. But in this environment, if you see that sort of stuff, you're able to step in immediately and teach and coach these kids what is the right way to respond, or the right way to ignore the comments, or even how to respond.
I think the perfect word you use there was coach, because it does, the way you describe it, it feels like you're in a football team and the referee sent you off and the coach tells you off and tells you what you did wrong. And that you get that same feeling from having a teacher looking over you while you're playing the esports game. And all the sessions are all supervised, aren't they?
Yes, they're all supervised. And even with this quarantine period, we've had parents, for the kids that are playing at home, the parents are supervising from home as well. So it really gives the adults of this situation, the parents and teachers, the opportunity to have a bit more confidence when it comes around video games. I find that a lot of parents, because they don't really understand video games in general, or why it's so fun for the kids, they're not quite sure about how to approach a lot of the things. But if you have the support of people like XP and the school, they're able to rebound ideas and rebound ways to support young people.
Yeah, it's spot on. Knowledge is power in every aspect there. So where do people go to get more information and to watch the Monday night shows?
Yeah, sure. So we are at xpesports.gg, and there'll be a high school link on that you can click through to. And if you want to watch them live, we're on twitchtv.com. So head over to twitch.tv/xpesportstv, and you'll be able to see the broadcast live. Otherwise, just head to the website and you'll see it down the bottom as well.
There you have it. There's Tenille. Isn't she awesome? And such a great ambassador for gaming in Australia as well. She runs the high school league at XP Esports. So make sure you hit them up in all their social channels. We can't wait to see what they're up to next. And we look forward to seeing it expand as well into the rest of the country. I'm Doc from DockyDarko.com. Thanks heaps for watching. And remember to hit subscribe. We'd love for you to watch some of our other great videos as well, like, say, that one.